Hey everyone, welcome back to, well, I guess it's People Mover Inc., even though we're doing cargo now. I'm coming at you from the darkness here, where I've been too lazy to turn on another light. You know, it is what it is, right? Anyway, while you were away, I did some tinkering around. I added another line, which is bringing uh, wood to the sawmill and then lumber up to the tools factory here. And that's basically where we stand. And the time wound forward while I was messing around with that and riding trains back and forth and all of that. So we've definitely got cargo working. Now, if we call this up, you can see that with the cargo, we're up to like 10 million, uh, quite easily in a accounting period. So that's 5 to 10 billion. So that's actually quite good. But it also means that we have the income to support some stuff that's a little bit more, um, I guess we could call it complex, right? So what do I mean by support stuff that's a little bit more complex? Well, my idea is we're going to set up some freight hubs. Now, these are not necessarily the type of freight hubs that where you just bring everything on the map to one area. The map's too big for that, obviously, and it's too square and all of that. But we have, let's get time rolling. Ooh. Uh, don't drink soda before starting recording. Okay, so we have, say, down here we have a coal mine up on the top of the plateau here. We have a steel mill. We have a Conmats plant. We have a sawmill. Um, so we have all that stuff down here, right? And we're going to need to also have a local delivery into Memphis and Allentown and probably Dallas, right? All in this flat here, right? And maybe Wichita as well. I'm not sure on that exactly. So if we had a freight hub down here, we could bring all the stuff in on trains or trucks from these industries in the area, and then the stuff can go from those industries to whatever, from the producers to the ones that consume, and from the end producers to the towns, right? So that's the basic idea. Uh, and this is a situation where the as the connectivity of the network increases, we get more and more volume that goes all over the place, and then we can get some pretty massive long haul trains going ultimately when we get down into the later years when we have decent trains that we can actually haul that with, right? Now, how would I do, say, a hub for the Memphis, Allentown, Dallas flats here? Well, I think I would probably. Now might be tempted to combine it with the passenger station for Memphis, but no, that's probably not the best idea. And delivery might combine with that, but not the hub. Now, why? Because the hubs are going to want large stations with lots of storage buildings, right? So if we grab rail here and we grab a building, we're going to need cargo station, right? And if we start out 320 meters, right, we're probably going to want it bigger than that. But I think I would put it probably up around here. So if we wang this around like this, maybe put it right here. See, if it's up here, then it has good access to stuff here, and we can easily get tracks out to go to other hubs, right? So, so if we put it here, bam, right? And we call this the, I don't know, well, it could be the Allentown hub, freight hub. Yeah, yeah. Oops. What? Oh, yeah. That's what I wanted. Now, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to need a couple um, of main platforms here, right? I'm going to make them 320 meters for the moment, right? Now, here's the thing about freight hubs. They don't have to all be one actual station. They just have to be connected and in range, right? Okay, now I'm going to get rid of these buildings here. Now, this hub is only ever going to connect to two others, probably. One up here and one over here, probably. Maybe one up here, but it's not going to connect to like 9 or 10 hubs. So we're not going to need like 14 tracks in the main station, right? And that means that we can actually combine some of the rest of this with the main station. So let's assume that these industries are going to continue to be here, right? That will get them online before they decide to run out of patients. So that means we're going to need a connection into the Conmat plant, the steel mill, the coal mine, the sawmill. So that's going to be 4 of those at least. So what we can do, and these don't need to be massive platforms, right? Um, you know what? No, I think I'm going to make it 360 meters. Yeah, 360 is going to be better. Because then we can do this, right? So I'm going to put 4 platforms over here. Right? Okay, platforms. Yeah, so we're going to have 4 spots here. Right. Oh, really? Yeah, you want to put the stuff in the right place. Now what am I going to do? I need regular tracks now. Right. So we do this, connect that. Really? That's all you're going to do? Not really. But by doing that, it looks more consistent, right? And we can even put a crossover in the middle of the station there if we actually want to. And you know what? I'm going to do that. Why? Because it gives us a little more flexibility in launching trains, if nothing else, right? Now, do I want a train coming down to the on mats, or do I just want to bring the train, into here? Well, the first thing I need to do is connect this to the rail network. And I'm going to need to connect the main line, right? And this main line is just going to go straight across here and run into the other track, right? And where do we, yeah, we have the divergence point up there. Okay, so we'll just run into the track here. Yeah. Okay. What are you actually going to do here? Well, I'm going to start out by doing this. Wish we could have guidelines for other tracks. I mean, the guidelines we've got are much nicer than what we used to not have, which was nothing, is what we used to have. But it would be nice if we could get guidelines for tracks that we might be trying to line up with. But yeah, we can deal with that way. The little bit of wobble there is fine. Ultimately, I would fly this over and just launch onto that track with the freight, but that's not what we're doing for the moment. And this needs to come out some distance, right? And it's going to, no, it's going to come out, yeah, about there is fine. Yep. This is not the most efficient for throughput. What I'm doing here is setting up the tracks in a way that I can actually start moving some cargo through here. And this is definitely close enough. I can use a truck station here. So how am I going to get that in here? Well, nope. We're going to configure and just going to put one of these here, right? No, I'm not actually. I'm not going to just cheap out like that. No, I'm going to go for a cargo building, an actual building. Which can go right here. Yeah. Okay. Then I can go in and grab a truck station. Uh, yeah, one of these. And I can put it... where would I put it? Well, first of all, no, just one and one, and we'll make it extra long. No tram track. And we will line it up with a little bit of a gap there. Right about here. Okay, that should work. And then I need over here a truck station also. Uh-huh. Whee. Okay. Well, we can actually connect that way, so that's good. Now, we can go and grab a street. Which we'll do like this and like this. Yep. Okay. So here. Yep. That one. Oh, that one lights up that one. Nice. But this one doesn't. Yeah. Okay. So then I'm going to... Oh no, I'm going to go in here. put a road out the back there too. Yeah. We'll bring a road and a road. Yeah. No, I need to curve that, right? Yeah. Okay, so that gets us a thing we can do, right? Gonna need a, I'm gonna need, one of these. Yeah. Where are you gonna put it? Make more sense to put it over here, wouldn't it? Yeah, kind of would. Okay, so put it there. If you put it right there, you're gonna have to move it. Yeah, that's fine. I'll move it then. Right. Okay. Um, yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So, we need to go in here and we need, carries 4 of all cargo. Yep. Okay. I don't know. Put 6 of them on here. New line. Okay. And this is, this is going to be Allentown hub to Memphis Conmat. Okay. And we can come over here and grab the line, right? And then we're going to add a station here and remove the the Conmats plant. Yes, that will work. Okay. Now we're going to have trains that are going to be mad. Yep. But the first thing you're going to need to do is put a signal or 5 on here. Yeah, a signal or 5. Okay. So we do that, 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 and kill those. Okay. So in theory, that should be the first step in the Allentown Freight Hub construction. Yeah. Now let's look at our terminals. We're going to Terminal 1. Terminal 1 is fine. Okay. Out of curiosity, let's see how awful this road looks. I think we can get away with the sharpish corners there. Yeah, I think we can. And I think I may have too many carts on here. But that's fine. Good. Now this one. Allentown Freight Hub. There's one. Yep. This is the only way you could really wrangle any amount of freight on these big complex maps is with local hubs. Otherwise, you end up with too much spaghetti going back and forth and forth and back and back and forth and forth and back all over top of itself. And next thing you know, 85% of your land area is rails. And you really don't want to do that. Uh, Not with 121 towns already having rails crisscrossing all over. You know, with that hill down, the little kink there is probably fine. Yeah, I can live with that. Okay, do we have anything loaded in that line? I don't know. Um, yeah, so the other thing we're going to need to do is have a connection up to here. Um, yeah. How do we do that? Take this straight across? Yeah, I think probably. Can we? Does that get horrible there? No, it doesn't. So if we take that and take this across, yeah. Okay, so we've got that. Now what do we got here? We got a signal that shouldn't be there. Signal, yeah. And you know, I think realistically, I'm going to need that signal is going to need to be there. At some point, this is going to get a turning track here, I think, because it'll need to maybe go up here. Maybe I'll bring Alexandria into that group as well. Not sure. Anyway, we need the tracks coming out of the hub here, right? To about there, right? We need them to come up straight for a moment here. Yeah. And then on to here. Yeah. Yeah, I can back that up. And we can go to 90 degrees. Yep. Okay. And this can come down here. Yep. Whee! No, I don't think I want that to slow down quite that much. Not there. Okay. And then up to there. Okay, so that connects that. Right. Well, it doesn't connect it there. No, no, it doesn't. Okay. So now we go ahead and connect it there. Yeah. Now we can put a signal on there. Yeah. Hey. Okay, so that means that I can ultimately adjust the trains so that the long haul one comes in here. But you know, before I do that, what I want to do is go and put a hub here. Uh, yeah, in here. Why? Because we can pick up from here. and up here, right? So ultimately, things will slowly expand as we do this. Right. So, are you carrying anything? No. You light up the con mats. Yeah. And you, yeah. Okay. And you can carry freight, yes. Uh-huh. Right. So if I look at lines and this one, no. So this one, I need Tampa Quarry. Tampa Quarry. Well, it is carrying some. Okay. This one isn't. That one is lumber. That one is stone. Okay. So it is actually moving it. Okay. No, we don't need to ride the train. Right. Okay, yeah. Okay. So that's the start of the hub at this end. Then we'll end up going over here. I think will be the next project, a hub probably on this side of the passenger line. Yeah, probably. Because that I think that's going to be where most of the industries in the area spawn, I think. So we'll probably put it. Okay. We're going to want a hub in the middle there, so yeah, a hub probably around here. Which means I probably want a mini hub at Tucson Fairmont in here. Yeah, probably. Maybe just at Tucson. Tucson, Fremont. Then I can pick the corner of the map up here. Eugene and Fremont and maybe grab Peoria. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That could work. I'll forget that by the time the next episode starts, but yeah, that's definitely something we can do. So, uh, the plan is relatively straightforward. We drop a hub in, probably get it in range of the forest here, so we can actually dispense with the um, um, train station there, and we'll also bring the stone down to there, and then we'll put a couple of long longer consists on the interhub line. Yeah, I think that's the ultimate plan here anyway. So ultimately, when things come back, we'll maybe do a little bit more of a project down here, and maybe look at a new industry chain that can be connected up. And I think I see one. Farm, food plant. But that would be in this catchment. The farm would be in this catchment. Yeah, could work. Uh, Oil well. We don't have a refinery nearby. Nope. We have a farm over here. That would be in this catchment. Yeah, so if I had a hub here, I'd collect here and from here. And from here to and here. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. That actually looks like it has a good shot of working out. So perhaps that's what I will. That's perhaps what I'll do next time. Yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be all for this episode. You know, I think it's long enough, and you can see that some things are actually happening. Uh, and you know the whole operation will continue apace, and as time progresses, we'll be able to do better freight haulage, and maybe improve some passenger transport in the areas as well. About the same time as I start delivering end product to the towns, I think. Anyway, as I said, that's going to be all for this time. I'm going to put the cut here. I do have a Patreon. If for some bizarre reason you feel like you want to support the channel, well, that is an option. I really should get some other options for people. But, you know, Patreon is there. The link's in the doobly-doo if you are interested. If not, well, you know, you can just ignore it. And then, of course, there's the usual like, comment, subscribe business for the YouTubes. If you want to go that way, if not, well, you know, there's that too. It's all up to you. You have the power, right? But anyway, all that said, see you back next time.